Okay, this is the new notes. These are the cover. That would be Elementary Statistics Guide Notes. This is in conjunction with the 14th edition of the book. We're going to start with 1.1. And this is pretty much how the class is going to run. So, 1.1, that's Introduction to Statistics, Statistics and Critical Thinking. They give us a situation here, they give us a problem, and they're trying to see the imperfect solution. We want to know something about a certain group. So, example, of UCLA undergraduate students, what population likes Pokeballs? Well, the problem is, most of the time the group we're interested in is too big. That's the main problem. As of 2017, so back in 2017, UCLA had about roughly 31,000 students. That's a lot of students. So, the solution, the way we get around this problem, don't ask everyone about what you're interested in. Just ask some of them. That's the idea. And make an infer about the population. Example, ask about 400 UCLA undergraduates if they like Pokeball, and use the collected data to infer about the total population. That's normally how we do it. So we start off with a definition. What's statistics? Statistics would be the study of planning, I'm sorry, did I say the study? I meant the science of planning studies and experiments obtaining data and analyzing it, then drawing conclusions. So normally population would be the entire or whole group to be studied. Normally that's very hard. To study. A sample would be a part or a subset of the population that is being studied. The question is, how do you pick that sample? Example, you are walking down the street and notice that a person waiting in front of you drops $100. Nobody notices the $100 except you. Since you could keep the money without anyone knowing, would you keep the money or would you return it to the owner? Let's say you want to do a study to gauge the morality of students at PCC by determining the percentage of students who would return the money, right? So that's the actual study. You serve 50 students, so that's very important to know. The total number of students, which is a sample, is 50 students, and 34 of them say they would return the money. So, in this example, what is the population and what is the sample? The population will be all PCC students. The sample will be the 50 students that you surveyed. And according to the data, 34 divided by 50, which is 0.68, or roughly 68% of the sample, stated that they would return the money. Descriptive statistics, organizing and summarizing data. So in this case, we say 34 out of 50, which is 68% of the sample students said they would return the money. Inferential statistics uses method that takes results from a sample extended to the population and measures the reliability of the result. So, this method takes the sample and says, well, based on this sample, we believe the entire population will do such and such, and will tell you how reliable is this connection. So we are 95% confident that the true percentage of all PCC students that would return the money is between 64% and 72%. So inferential statistics, it gives an interval in which the chances of the true value falling in there is much higher. We said statistics begins with wanting to know something about a certain group. Well, the certain group is our population. And the something is our variable. That's what we're trying to figure out. So what's a variable? A variable is a characteristic a number or a quantity that can be measured or counted we call this data or an item. So an example, the Gallup organization contacted 1,028 teenagers who are between 13 and 17 years of age and live in the United States and asked whether or not they have been prescribed medication for any mental disorder such as depression. The population will be 13 to 17 old teens living in the United States. The sample obviously would be the 1,028 teens that they contacted. And the variable is whether they took medication or whether they take prescribed medication or not. That takes care of section 1.1. Every time I finish a section, the homework is due. The homework is listed on the syllabus.